Hi there, this is Gaylin. Today I'm sharing two cards that each have a monochromatic color scheme to it. I'm using pretty glimmery and shimmery cardstock from the Treasured Cardstock collection. And what that is an assortment of, let's say, teal or blue shades of different types of paper. Some are like a foil paper. This is more of a matte finish. And then there's another one with a glittery finish. I used in the antique white color. And these are really sweet Christmas cracker dies by Spellbinders. And also I'm using greenery, but I'm not making them green. I'm just using them white against a dry embossed background of a Christmassy Cameo embossing folder background. And so that was dry embossed and placed over a sheet of a mirror piece of cardstock in that bundle of different treasured cardstock in this aquamarine color. And so I added flat double-sided tape and I adhered that panel to the card front. This is the embossing folder with these pretty holiday or Christmas cameos, and that's by Spellbinders. So now what I'm doing is I'm adding a thin foam tape to the back of each of these Christmas crackers. These are die cut and assembled. I just chose to use 2 of them for this card. And the greenery, I'm just leaving white so that monochromatic color pops out on the crackers. And this is just a fern there that I'm adding. And I'm attaching it to the back of the foam tape, and I added an extra little bit of glue just to make sure that fern doesn't come off in the mail or anything like that. And also I'm adding a little trim and a star to the second Christmas cracker and placing it right behind that. I'm going to glue that down as well just to make sure those don't move. And it's very simple. You just pre-assemble all the die cuts. And then this is a fun way to use 2 of them and add a sentiment. I moved this top one a little bit up so I can have room for the sentiment. And this has a narrow strip of foam tape on this sentiment as well. And I backed it in white so that those letters would pop out a little bit more. These are different shades of different colors of the cardstock pack and aquamarine. And it has also another antique shade of another pack in an antique, like an antique white. And I cut stars out from another kit. So this kit is called Christmas Cracker Dies. And I'm also using Shadow Joy dies. And in the Shadow Joy, there's stars. So I use some stars in the antique and blue shades. I just die cut them. I like to coordinate sometimes with different die packs to get more use out of them. And so I like the stars for added accents. So I just place them around these confetti streamers, if you will. And there we go. And so that is all set to go almost here. So I use Barely Art glue. I've experimented with different types of glue, and I like that it doesn't clump up. And this Barely Art glue is something new to me, but I'm liking it. I bought the mini. It has all these little different tips for different styles, or if you want fine glue or more coming out, there's different tips, and I like that. And it has a pin to keep it from clogging, and that's the next favorite thing I like about it. Anyway, this is about the card making, but the glue is something that I found that was helpful. So this card is on the same lines of the monochromatic, but I'm using reds, just lots of different shades of reds in the pack of that treasure cardstock. And that is Joy, the the pack is called Shadow Joy dies, because these accents actually look like it's a shadow. And so you can add, it comes with different pieces that you can add to the joy word to make it look like it's 3D or dimensional, but really it's all flat. And so I use the same embossing folder for the background, and I use the red shade of a more of a mirror piece of cardstock for the background. And then I placed the embossing panel. Then I added some flat double-sided tape. I like to open my card base and place an A2 size or a full size panel that way. It gets straight every time almost for me. I like it. So if you see me opening the card base, I just open it and then place that on the back of the card front. Well, it's actually the card front flat facing up. And so this is just the joy assembled already. I added that Barely Art glue there on the back of the joy, and I kind of laid the greenery or the leaves. Again, I used those in white behind to kind of get the placement where I wanted it. Then I put this little, the top of the joy dot there that's also layered with the shadow. And then I go ahead and then I affix permanently the accessory, which is just this little leaf set. And then I just place it right behind that joy word. I like it just to be in the background a little bit, but also it shows up nice in person, better than it does on the camera. So this is a simple way to use your dies, make them be the focal point. I wanted something clean that still has extra texture, like the embossing and the greenery. In this case, I made the greenery white, and also a little bit of a pop-up in the sentiment and the embossing in the background. So this is just an idea, and you don't have to have a lot of cardstock colors. You just can reach for similar colors to make monochromatic look pretty easily and quickly. And so this is just my take on it. You can get real creative and colorful also. I sometimes do that too. I just wanted to show a different way. This is another little piece that came from the other kit, the Christmas cracker kit. I'm using some of those cuts for this card too. It's a good way to just stretch your dies and use them in different ways. I'm placing glue where I want to add some more stars. So I cut out the stars from the Joy die set, and I cut them in white and in red, and I'm just adding them in different areas. And so on the whites, I use more whites on the blue card. And there you have it. You can see I topped this one. The top layer is glitter cardstock. It's so pretty. And the blue also has a glitter cardstock, but I just use them in different ways. I hope you give it a try. It's fun to do. And this is the first card, and then I'll show the joy card. There you go. Thanks so much for watching. You guys have a wonderful day.